What's up, everybody? We are live on a Wednesday. I'm just turning off the channel points before I forget. Not running any channel points except for the highlight message and stuff. No advantages or things of that nature for the mini adventure as requested by our DM.
Sorry, not sorry.
Purely because why not? But we are missing Knock tonight. Unfortunately, Yanti has got the Rona, and kind of looking at Sadiq, he probably has too. He's not really with it, but he's managed to make it tonight. So we're missing the little bird, but hopefully we'll see how she's feeling next week. I'll be able to have her back next week. So again, we might end tonight, so we don't know. We might all die a horrible death. So,
I mean, hopefully not.
You never know.
I mean, you
dice will
guys
tell
haven't
the
even...
story, right?
I really hope not.
I mean, it is a mini adventure, so it could happen. But anyway, so that's what's happening tonight. As I say, tomorrow night, guys, I'm gonna not do maps tomorrow night. We're gonna be doing another Foundry walkthrough. So if you are in an upcoming adventure and where we are using Foundry tomorrow night, you're gonna want to come and hang around. We're going to go over the full layout of Foundry. I'm going to go over the character sheets again, and then I'm going to go through the mods that I have and how they work and what they do. So if you're interested in that, come and hang out.
I'd like to also preface as well that even if you know Foundry as well and used it before, the amount of stuff that Evil has to talk about, I mean, I benefited from it before, and I've used this once or twice as well. So definitely worth coming along anyway.
So so that's what we're going to do tomorrow night. If we have time after that, I might carry on with the map stuff, because we are doing the Wizards of Wine Winery at the moment. I've completed the lower floor, doing the upper floor, and then we've got the basement to do. And then we'll be starting Castle Ravenloft. I'm not looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of hard work. So it'll be fun, but not fun. Roverjack's dropping the that's right. You guys can drop channel points in for the challenge, which we are 74%. It's getting so close. Alrighty, let's jump right into it then.
75.
75. Oh, there we go. 75. Oh, Jesus, it's definitely going to happen by the looks of that. We've sort of like 20 days to go. So, Mr. Chicken, I will turn over to our guest DM.
Just before we get started, though, is everyone on the right scene? Because it's not.
It's showing that we're on the Harbinger, but there's nothing yet to black screen. You might need to reactivate. Yeah.
Okay, that's not good. There definitely should be an image of some kind.
Just reactivate.
Okay, I will definitely do that.
I will reload and see what happens. So I did notice that.
I'll reload as well. Maybe it's me on my end.
Could be.
It's that old Aussie internet. But I guess I'll ask a question.
Here we are.
We're all there. We all see the image.
We all see the image, and we have Knock beaming in from the phone on the bed. Or in the bed. I see in the chat there.
Okay, great. Awesome. I guess we'll just wait for everyone else. But whilst doing that, I guess I could do a little bit of a recap. Now, I'm gonna put it out there. Last time I was a little nervous, so the story may have been a bit convoluted. So if you want, I'm more than happy to take the reins in explaining what happened last session, or if anyone particularly wants to put their hand up, they can. It's completely up to you guys.
That's your job, mate.
I just thought I'd offer it to the floor. All right, cool. I'll go whilst I'm waiting for everyone to load in.
We'll give that honor to you, man. We'll give that honor to you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hopefully I know what happened last session. Who knows? So last session, basically, we were introduced to the current characters, which was Viggs, Nessa, Victor, Boka, and also Knock. They were boarding a ship. Knock is already one of the current crew members of this ship. Nessa is a halfling that has been arrested and captured by the Kryn with the help of Victor, who is subcontracted as a bounty hunter for this small militia of Kryn. The Kryn, along with Victor, are seeking passage on this boat, the Harbinger, to go to... There is fucking a place that I can't remember right now, which is not good. But anyway, they have to go along the Blight Shore.
Going back to your house, man. I mean, your house, remember? We're going back to your house, okay?
Yeah. Your house. Yeah. And then make their way furthermore along. That was the initial intentions. Along the journey, along what happened, it was later revealed that Nock released the prisoner, the halfling prisoner, which was Nessa, played by Trashy, untied his bounds, and then killed a guard by melting him with acid, who then let out a Windheim scream, alerting the entire ship that something was amiss. As that happened, Victor ran off to go and see what was happening, immediately knowing this is probably definitely something to do with the captive. And as he was doing, there was a second attack from an unknown ship that has rammed and shot 2 hooks into the side of the ship, and a couple of other things that the crew were yet to find out. Furthermore, the ship gets raided, battle ensues, swords are done, there's lots of fighting, rada. Victor, Nessa, Nock, Viggs, they all get thrown into the mix. A couple of them are at odds with each other at the moment. Obviously, Victor with his primary mission to capture Nessa and deliver him safely to the Kryn, to the destination where they're supposed to go. The militia themselves also now having the... Sorry?
Can we take away that safely? What he did was not safe.
You're alive?
Yeah.
That's not safe.
That's as safe as you're going to get, buddy.
Boker was found to be a turtle, which I don't know if anyone who's watching knows, but turtles in the world of Exandria are extremely, extremely rare. He was actually in a cage, seemingly uncovered. He was released as well by Nock. We don't know what his plans are, but at the moment it seems as if he's joined the side of Nessa and Nock. Viggs has kind of just sussed out what's going on. He managed to kill one of the raiding pirate members, slashing him in the back with a dagger, sticking him into a barrel. Pretty damn cool without even looking. As Nessa managed to escape, wonderful stealth roll, disappeared, ran upstairs. Victor has gone and chased along after him. Nock, however, before going up to one of the other decks, has tried to destroy a crystal that is on the bottom level of the ship. And in doing so, has actually managed to explode the 4 remaining crystals and causing the ship to take on water and also shaking it. As water is filling into the boat, Viggs, Nock, and Boker have ran upstairs to the main deck, escaping the flooding and incoming water. It is found that Victor, along with the Kryn militia, have realized that the invading pirate crew and the current transport crew that they are with are in cahoots with each other and are actually starting an all-out fight and takeover of this entire ship. It is this where we kind of ended the session, and it's here what we're going to pick up. So as it stands, Antrel, which is the captain of the Kryn militia, has entered along and in the middle of his comrades. They're standing back to back, ready to face and fight off the pirate crew and the onslaught. Victor, as you've run up, if I'm correct, you've managed to grapple as the boat has been rocked to its side. In that moment, you've grappled one of the guards and got them in a secure and vast grip tight hold. Viggs, Boker, Nock, you're coming up the top of the stairs, still covered in seawater, realizing what has happened down below, to see the amassing fight ahead of you. Nessa, you're currently off to the rear of the boat. You're in a side room by itself. To your left, you see a somewhat unmade bed. It's quite simple, just a single bed. To your right is a chest as well. There's a desk and 2 chairs. It's very plain, very simple room. As the boat is rocked forward, and Victor, you've grappled one of these pirates, the militia take the advantage. They follow your lead, and a fight ensues. There is a massive gaping hole in the middle of this ship where the first session, the initial pirate crew did break down to the bottom floor. But as it stands, swords are flying. The battle has started. Antrol is protecting his crew. He manages to slay and cut one of the pirates' throats. Blood splatters and sprays across the room. Victor, what would you like to do? You've currently got, in a vice-like grip, this one pirate.
I'm just going to... Victor would probably just snap his neck, just in this moment. He's got him in the hold. He's going to kill him.
And you do that with ease. You can feel the vertebrae just click, click. You know exactly the amount of leverage, and you do it. You just completely rip his head off. Not off, but snap it.
I'm not that strong.
Viggs, you're at the top of the stairs. You've just seen Victor exactly do that describe. You're seeing the militia fight and defend off against this crew. You know that you're taking on board water. What would you like to do? I'll hand it over to you guys.
I would actually be saying, I don't know why you guys are fighting. This thing's going down, and head to a life raft.
Okay, great. So you're going to just run past? Fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, so as you're running past and scooting and dodging out of the way, what happens is you can see onto the side, the straps that are holding in a bunch of the cannonballs and stuff like that all start to come loose. They start to quake, and you can feel as if this boat is starting to capsize. You hear a twang. One rope snaps. Twang. A second rope snaps. Twang. A third one snaps. Now, all of a sudden, objects are flying down towards you. I need you to just roll for me a quick D6 as you're making your way to the stairs, which is on the other side of the boat, from the rear to the front.
1.
Okay. As you're running and stepping around and dodging these swords and this battle that's happening, a barrel starts to roll towards you heavily and quite quickly. I need you to make your choice, either a dex saving throw or a strength saving throw.
Oh, gee, that's going to be a really hard one. Dex saving throw. Oh, for fuck's sake. 8.
Okay. As this barrel is plummeting and rolling towards you as you're trying to make your way, dodging left and right, unfortunately, a bit of seawater still left and dripping onto you kind of makes you lose your footing. And as that happens, this barrel smashes into you and breaks open. You are now covered in black gunpowder and slightly blinded as well. You get pushed back another 10, 15 feet back towards the rear of the boat. Nessa, and I'm just going to cut to Nessa right now. Nessa, you can hear the fighting, the clamoring going on. You've been rocked a little bit, but you're still in this room. You're quite stealthy as well. What would you like to do?
Oh, stealthy. I actually, if I remember correctly, I just cast disguise on myself. So I now look like one of the pirates.
Correct.
Next question is, I know I'm still pretty much in the buff, as Grim put it. So where's my stuff again? I believe someone was holding onto it.
You have no idea which one of the Kryn has it. I believe.
Cool. Yeah.
I will say you still have a mind connection with Nock, Boka, Victor as well, and I believe Viggs.
No, not Viggs.
No? Okay.
Yes, I attached one to him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did too.
You did,
so,
yes.
yeah, we got that.
Yep.
I'll stick my head around the corner, see what action I'm seeing. Do I see Viggs?
You definitely do. As you poke your head and quick open the door, you see a couple of drow fighting along. You see scimitars slash into each other. You see Victor just getting up and absolutely obliterating this one pirate, smashing him with enough force to send him flying back. You see the pallid elf Antrel fighting off two pirate members at once in the middle of this ship. Then you see Viggs just on the tail end as he's been smashed by this barrel with powder coming all over him. And you see Boca still unsure what he's doing, so I'm about to get to him. But yeah, that's what you see. You see objects flying, crates, cannonballs, things. This boat is starting to tip slowly. From where you are, in order to get to the next level up, you need to cross the center of this battle ensuing. You need to try and make and beeline it.
Well, seeing how I used disguise myself, look like one of the crew, I'll try and sneak past them all to get out.
Okay. Because you're sneaking, you're going to be moving quite slowly, and also you have to do a stealth disadvantage as well because of what's happening.
Disadvantage, you say?
Mm-hmm. Also, it's going to take you about 60 to 70 feet to get to the stairs to go up to the next level. That's if you choose to. But there are still...
that's a fail.
Okay.
I got 11.
Alrighty. As you creep out around the corner and start to slowly make your way, a lantern, a light, slides straight past your head, smashes on a pillar right next to you, illuminating exactly where you are. Victor, you get a glimpse. You turn and you see another pirate right at the rear of this boat, not with the ones that you are. In the midst of this battle, you manage to glimpse just the catch of this, as well as Viggs as well. You see another pirate come out towards the rear of the ship, poking its head around, trying to stealthily walk as this chaos is ensuing.
How close, like, how many are still engaging in the group that I'm involved in? Like, there was a few, wasn't there?
There was. So you've got about 4 to 5 pirates attacking, and you've got 3 drow, you've got the pallid elf as well, which you know very well, and yourself that are currently in combat, Antrel.
So how are they looking specifically?
The drow, they seem to be as if they're holding their own. They're doing quite well. And obviously you've just managed to smash someone out of the way with ease. It doesn't seem that these pirates are trained well at all in combat. They seem more thuggish than anything.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be concerned about another one that is a reasonable distance away, because you said he's quite a fair distance from me.
Yeah, it's about 60 feet.
Yeah, so I probably wouldn't even concern myself with him. I'd be focused on what's in front of me.
Great, fantastic.
If I didn't recognize him as Nessa, I wouldn't even concern myself with him.
Great, fantastic.
Yes.
So as you continue in the combat, another pirate goes to brandish a pistol this time, actually, and goes to take a fire. As it does, you manage to step out of the way, and Antrel actually manages to step in and cut off his hand just before he actually manages to just fire the pistol away. Boca, I will get to you quickly. You've just seen Viggs get smashed, but you notice that as well that this sink is sinking. What would you like to do?
So Boca's just like sort of walking slowly and sort of like meandering towards the conflict. He's like, I'm sure this conflict is very important, but there's a new hole in the boat, and I think we're all going to drown if you... Oh, you're very busy. And he's sort of like moves slowly away and sort of starts to follow Viggs. Like, he's like, oh yeah, we should leave. So he's like just slowly like, all right, you do you, I'm going.
Okay, great. I'll just, for expediency's sake, say that eventually you managed to dodge enough stuff to get out of the way. Viggs, you see slowly but surely, as if the tortoise and the hare, you notice that this massive overgrown tortoise is making its way towards the stairs alongside with you. Although you are still covered in gunpowder, you do manage to safely make it up into the next level, up into the main deck. Nessa, however, you are still 60 feet away as this chaos and battle is ensuing. There is a gaping hole in the middle of the ship as well, and still objects are flying left, right, and center, slowly rolling.
Still trying to avoid the conflict there, just wanting to get out.
Okay, so you're just going to beeline it? You're not going to worry about stealthing?
Yeah.
Fantastic, awesome. As you beeline straight to the steps, again, I need you to roll a d6 for me really quickly.
One.
Okay. All right. Same thing. Another barrel starts rolling towards you as you're beelining towards the steps. I need you to either choose a deck save or a strength save. You're muted.
That's going to be hard to choose. I think it'll be that one. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Okay. Alrighty.
Maybe I
With
should have
that,
gone
though,
strength.
no, that's all right. With that, as this barrel, seeing that Viggs is covered, you kind of guess what's in it. You manage to quickly just duck out of the way as the barrel hits a bit of a ledge, gets a bit of airborne, and jumps and skips over your head. Luckily for you, even though you are a bandit, you're still quite short, so it just cuts, just ever so slightly cuts over your head as you make it to the steps and walking up. Victor, as you're in the middle of this chaos, Antrell himself turns to you. He puts his sword up and he blocks two attacks, two swords coming down with one blow. And he says to you, just really quickly to the side as you're helping defend against this onslaught. He looks at you and he says, "Do not worry about this, please. Go, I've got this. Head upstairs, find this halfling. I will be with you shortly." And he resumes back into the fight and does a massive swing and goes in.
Yeah, Victor would definitely heed the almost order. Like, he's not one to follow orders too much, but given this current situation, the ship is definitely sinking. Knowing they can handle themselves, he'll definitely go start looking for Nessa. And is anybody in my way? As in pirates,
yeah,
or in that,
absolutely
in my direct path more than anything else.
So you're very, very close to the stairs. So you don't need to worry about any of the objects that are flying and all that kind of stuff. But there is, as you hear that, you see one bandit run and jump down from the top main deck there. They jump down and they land in front of you, sort of almost like a superhero pose, but not really. They stumble a little bit to try and regain their feet, but you can see them brandish a scimitar and they go forward to attack you.
I'd just charge forward with shield in front. An attempt to just literally knock him out of my way.
Yeah, Jake, just a straight strength for me.
Just a strength check?
Yeah.
19?
Yeah. Okay. Nice and easy. And as he does, because he's off balance as well, you manage to, as you charge, you dip down low with your shield in line and you go up a little bit and you literally flip. And everyone else watches as you flip this bandit and he does like a 360 smack bang into the main deck. As you just run past. Where are you heading?
Heading for the stairs to the main deck.
Great.
How badly is the ship listing?
At the moment, towards where the bottom deck is to the rear, you can see that water is starting to rush in quite quickly if you take a quick glance back.
Yeah, I mean, the lean, how far is it leaning?
Lean, it's probably like I would say like a 30-40%. Okay. I'm not good with angles, but
it's quite heavy, quite a heavy tip. Yeah. So yeah, I'd definitely be going for the deck, knowing that this ship is definitely going down.
And it's going down quick. It was quite a bit explosion. Alrighty. So you make it up there. A little bit behind everyone else. For the rest of you guys, Nessa, you're the first one who comes up to the top of this deck, dressed as a bandit. What you see immediately surrounding you, and I'll just bring you guys over as well. I'll change it a little bit behind. Whoop. All right. What you see, first and foremost, immediately surrounding the edges of this top deck is a dark purple cloud. For whatever reason, it's not coming inside the actual bounds of the ship. It's strictly remaining just alongside, skirting the outside. You see couple hooks, a couple of feet apart on this top deck. They lead up into this dark cloud. You can't see through it. As you look around, you see blood splattered everywhere. You see a couple of bandits off to the front of the boat where the steering wheel is. You see the mast broken and smashed over, actually into the water. You also see the remains of the small militia that captured you, brutally murdered, organs sprayed out along the deck, blood leaking everywhere. You spot off in the distance a Goliath wielding a bloody great club. You also spot amongst the crew Captain Deadeye Lucy. He's sitting on the stairs leading up to the steering wheel. Even though the boat is on a lean, you glimpse the fact that he's not worried. In fact, you see him go to light up a cigar. He spots you. And he goes, "Oh, what are you doing over there? Come on. Have you got any news about that turtle and that halfling? Hurry up."
Yeah, I think they're coming up, sir.
Right, very good. Tell you what, wait in ambush over there. I'll get a couple of my men. We'll try and capture them as they come up. Go on. Wait at the rear of the stairs.
Yes, sir.
All right.
With that, I tell Vig and to be careful coming up the stairs. Ambush. Victor, I'm not worrying about.
Okay. And do you move to the rear of the stairs where you came up?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll just move you over. As you've done that, quickly followed suit behind Viggs, Boca, you, and a little bit behind is Victor. You make it and you see the very same thing that I've just described to you. But this time, you capture Lucy as he's lit up a cigar, just smoking. You watch as one of the rowboats break free from the left-hand side of the boat, if it's on an incline like this, and you see the little safety boat just slide ever so slowly and smash into the water down below. The captain spots you, and he goes, "Oh, hello. Right, like I said, I've been waiting for you. Now look, I'm going to cut it short, because I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but it appears to me that this boat is taking on a lot of water, and it's sinking quite fast. If you don't want to end up like the rest of these people here," and he points to the dead drow that have been butcherly murdered. "You, Victor, don't get in my way. All I'm after is that here turtle and wherever that halfling is. Let me have them, and I'll let you take one of those little safety boats and be on your way."
Victor would sort of give him a bit of a sideways look, raise an eyebrow. "All I'm after is gold. You pay the bounty, they're yours. I care not."
I'm not here to pay any bounty. I'm here to collect a bounty.
It'll be very hard to collect bounty when you have no hands.
I take that as a sign that you don't want to take my offer. Well, and he leans back and he goes to both you, well, just to you, Viggs, and he sees Nock just beside you as well. "I'll do you a favor, Mr. Little Goblin there. If you join me and help me get rid of this tiefling, I'll give you a bit of the bounty. What did you say? A bit of the reward for the handing of that turtle right next to you and the halfling. What do you say?
Not interested.
All right, well, so be it. And with that, he does a signal. And you see that the Goliath with Buddy Club raises, does a grunt, lets out a roar, and charges headfirst straight into you. It is here where I will get everyone to roll initiative as we enter the phase of combat.
This over here.
So also, just before we start, give you guys to have a bit of a second to situate yourselves where you think you would have naturally gone on top of this deck as you've came out.
I think Victor would have stepped forward if he was being directly spoken to by the captain and moved out in front of the others. Still trying to find Nessa. Like, he's still scanning the deck, even though the boat is leaning and shit is happening. He's still looking for where Nessa is at this point. They're still sort of not like looking around, just using peripheries just to see if you can see anyone that stands out.
Great.
But
Fantastic.
focused on what's coming.
Yeah, so feel free to move yourself where you think you would be, and that goes the same for everyone else as well.
Probably not too far forward, but about there.
Nessa as well. Probably, it's up to you if you think you would have stealthed to hide behind the rear of the stairs.
Yeah.
So just a quick little stealth roll for me.
$12.
Okay. All right. No worries. Anyone else? Do you guys think you'd just be there at the front of the ship, or?
Yeah,
Boker's going to be sitting on the stairs, waiting for people to decide what his life's worth. He just sort of like slowly just sits down, just like wait. So I will use half my movement to get up if I get up, because he's sitting down.
Sure. I will say that Nock is, if not probably right beside you, not too far away. Alrighty. And with that, we will go to the phrase of combat. Oh, I don't know why I did that one. Whoops. That's supposed to be dead.
It's a drow dead.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't know why I did that. All right, cool. Okie dokie. First up is you see a swashbuckler in front of you. On the commanders, the pirate captains, Deadeye Lucy's command immediately just rushes and beelines straight for you. And only just manages. You see Victor as this swashbuckler comes at you. You notice that it's not quite as spry as the other ones. It seems as if this one's a little bit fatigued from the previous battle that has ensued on top of it. But nonetheless, it charges for you with dagger and thrusts forward. For a total of a miss.
Strikes nothing but shield.
Great. Fantastic. Got another attack. He quickly whips out a second attack and does a spin and tries to stab you in the rear.
Again. Strikes nothing but armor.
Okay, and doesn't manage to pierce through your clad steel armor. Moving on down the line. We have Viggs. It is up to you. What would you like to do?
I would... this one that just attacked Evil's character.
Victor.
Throw a dagger at him. One of my psychic daggers. 18 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right, cool. He takes 8 points of psychic damage. And then throw another one. Oh, wrong fucking button to hit. We'll say it's 4 damage for the 17 to hit.
Is that a 1 that you rolled there?
And that, no, the damage is a natural one.
Okay, yeah, because it doesn't. The second the bonus action doesn't get your modifier. The Psychic Blades.
Apparently it does.
Read it again. It doesn't.
That's all right. I'll quickly
After you attack, no, it gets the damage die with the bonus attack is a D4 instead of a D6. Still gets the attack damage. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. Okay, we'll just roll that. That's fine. No problem.
It's 4 damage. It's not like it's going to break the bank.
Well, surprisingly enough, it does do quite a amount of damage. As these Psychic Blades, even though they disappear immediately as they stick into this swashbuckler, they leave gaping wounds as blood starts to leak out onto the floor. Alrighty. Nessa, you are up. You are still disguised as a bandit, by the way.
Yes, and with that, I will be moving to there. Stealthing to there. Hopefully, maybe.
Okay. Okay. There is
It's an open deck, dude.
There's an open deck. There's not really anything, so definitely with disadvantage. Yeah.
Well, that's the master, is it not?
The master's in the center. Sorry, but it's like fallen over. So think about a line. It's sticking out of the water. Whoops, that's not. It's a radius mark. So I don't know if you can see my line.
Nope. Hang on. Nope. There we go. So it's fallen that way.
Yeah.
I take it. Is the mast across that area at all?
It is. It absolutely is. Yeah. But still, you've ducked out behind the stairs. Even though you're covered there, you still would have had to dash, like in an open area. You know.
Yeah, I'll just move to there anyway.
Too easy. And just disadvantage stealth roll.
What's that?
A disadvantage on your stealth roll.
Oh, sorry. Ignore that one.
No, that's all right.
Meh.
That's not too bad. This is better than your 11. But anyone with a passive above 11 has definitely noticed you hiding behind the stairs. So I think that's a majority of people. But everyone besides Victor, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, my passive's not that high.
And Knock. Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm busy anyway.
So, yeah,
But seemingly, you've managed to duck around there. The only you hear yelling out though as you've done that. You hear the captain from the distance who takes a puff of his cigar. Goes, "I thought I told you to have a attack at them, to come round and flank them. What the hell are you bloody doing?"
I need a weapon.
Oh, Jesus Christ, where did we get these people? All right, and moving on. Is there anything else you decide to do?
No, that's it.
All right. It is Nox's turn now. She sees the one in front, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to try my best at playing Nox. You see Nox weave some sparks in her hands, starts to encircle and encroach, and as that happens, sparks start to fly, and the sparks get bigger. The sparks turn into flames. The flames then turn into a ball, and as that happens, you watch as the ball disappears in her hand, and a giant ball of fire situates right out into the middle. A 20-foot wide ball of fire. She casts Fireball.
Nice.
As I find it. There you go. Cast spell.
So if we've done it right, it should auto-target.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's a lot of damage.
Now you're going to make dick saves for all them.
Okay. All right.
If you highlight them all,
Yeah.
and I think you can use either just I think shift click on each one, it'll highlight them all, or just drag a box around them all.
Yeah.
And then hit the save DC on the spell. It should roll for all of them.
And normal. Okay. So the bandit fails. That's a neat trick. Thank you. Foundry lessons with everyone. Evil tomorrow. 14. So the Goliath manages to duck out of the way, doing half damage, manages to brace herself for the impact as this fireball comes out. Another bandit fails. That's dead anyway. Okay, fails again. Holy shit. Fail.
Lots of fails.
Okay.
There.
So as the fireball dissipates and starts to fade away, you see a bunch of them scream in pain. You'll hear as they all die. This one, wait, I've accidentally deleted all of them. Let's not do that. This one dead. This one dead. This one fucking dead. Jesus. Oh my god. And this one not fearing too well. Oh my god. I hate mages. Okay. What was it? 30? Okay. All right, and that is Nox's turn as she ends that fireball. All right, Victor, you are up.
Now that psychic connection that's still connected, isn't it? And I can initiate
Yes.
conversation, or does it have to be from you first?
No, you can initiate it.
Okay. So as my free action, Victor's just going to talk to Nessa and simply say, if you want your belongings, I suggest you step out and help. Otherwise, none of us will survive. I guarantee your safety. Put it down. And then he will attack the dude in front of him.
Go for gold.
And he will use his scimitar. First attack misses. Second hits with a 9.
That's the first attack.
9 damage.
Parried
Yeah.
your initial attack. A total of 9 damage.
9
Holy.
damage. And I also have to make a wisdom save.
You have to?
Yep. It's part of my weapon.
Oh, of course.
Which I succeeded, so that's all good.
Oh my god. That's okay. This is all right. That's fine. This is all fine. Okay. Fantastic. Anything else you'd like to do?
I think that's pretty much it. Bonus
All right.
action. Let's have a look here. Bonus action. I think I'm going to cast. No, I'm not. I'm going to stay as I am. I was
Okay,
going
I
to
will
use second
say-
wind, but I decided not to.
I will say, as your first hit didn't quite succeed, your second hit has managed to carve a nice, juicy indent into the middle of the swashbuckler, bursting open their armor and their chest as blood is now sprayed and covered your face. This swashbuckler is on its last legs.
Well, in that case, then action surge. I'll finish him off.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
2 attacks. I'll have to move the attack order back to my turn, otherwise I can't
Whoop. Okay.
do anything, unfortunately.
There you go. Go for it.
Yeah, natural 20 on that on that first
Okay.
attack.
All right. Look, no need to.
Which does 10 damage.
Yeah. Feel free to describe for the lovely folks at home what happens.
Just seeing that he's almost had it, Victor just takes half a step back, raises the scimitar backhand style across his shoulder, and then just decapitates him.
Okay, and the head rolls ever so quickly into the water down below as the body just slumps to the floor and collapses straight in front of you.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay.
I won't even. There's no point in using the second attack on the action surge.
No,
Well, actually,
yeah,
I
you're right.
could, because how far
Got
away am I
movement,
here?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get to them, but I will move to there.
Too easy. Okay. Boca, you're up.
So Boca sort of gives a slow side eye to Knock and then just nods. And he touches his back, and one of the mushrooms, it's sort of like got a sticky sort of goop on it, and he like grabs it in his hand and he puts his hands together and he goes, croak. And I'm going to do something that I hadn't warned you I was going to do because we talked about creatures. He's going to point 2 fingers over at the captain, and 2 giant toads are going to appear.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Conjure animal at level 3.
Yeah.
Giant toads.
Okay. Let me find it. Let me find it first. But absolutely. I've got
I forgot I had that spell.
Okay, are they the same as giant frogs?
Pretty much.
I think so. It just what it lists as giant toads.
Yeah, great.
Under,
I think they run the same stats.
CR1.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, you watch as these giant toads form, brown in nature, humongous, but on the backs running along these toads, much similar to on your shell, you see a bunch of different mushrooms all decaying and pulsating and pussing out ooze as they formulate in front of this captain. You see the captain then drop his cigar in shock and just go, "Oh my, what the fuck are these?" Do they get to move on your and attack on the same
I'm
turn?
supposed to roll initiative for them.
Okay, sure. Let me see if I can give you control of them really quickly. Okay. No, you know what? It's fine. I'll do it. Okay. So we'll go with the first one. We'll just say they have both the same initiative. So they've got initiative of 12.
Yep.
Alrighty. And that's
I'll just stay seated where I'm at.
Okay. Fair enough. Alrighty. Next is up is Captain Lucy. What he's going to do. See, he's going to draw out and brandish his very big longsword, almost about the size of his peg leg. He brings it down in front of one of the toads in a massive center swing. And I need to target it first. Come on, Cam. Yeah. And as he does, he hits for a total of 6 damage. Wow. Okay. He's got multi-attack. He then swings again as he brings it down forward ahead, trying to split it in 2. Doesn't quite happen. He hits the back of it, and the thick skin of this toad manages to glance and gleam his longsword off. He then brings it back upwards into the soft belly of this toad for another attack. And this giant toad manages to, with its tongue, grab onto the end of the longsword and just slightly turn it ever so sharply, missing the body of this giant toad entirely. And there we have it. That is his turn. Viggs, you're up.
All right, what's left to kill?
A lot.
I'll attack that guy then. He's, I think, within range of me. Okay. Well, what I'll do first then is I'll move to roughly there, and then fling 2 daggers at that guy.
Go for it.
Daggers. That's the bonus attack. I need this one up here first. Ooh, that was close. 23 to hit.
That's a hit, yep.
6 points of psychic. And then the offhand throw is 12 to hit.
Unfortunately, the 12 does not hit.
All right. But yeah, that's done.
All right. Fantastic. The first one hits and bounces into the shoulder girdle of this Goliath. You then see it grimace in pain. It go to almost rip out the dagger, and as it goes to grab and rip out the dagger, it disappears just as quickly as it has arrived. It seems almost confused as what's just happened. Nessa, you are up.
Grib would like to know, has the Goliath lost its initiative?
Probably has by accident. That's all right.
He's knocked that Riyadh.
Yeah.
All right.
It got an 8, so it goes last. But anyway, you'll go.
Moving there.
Okay, so you're gonna jump up onto the master.
Yeah.
Okay. You're now in full visible sight. You all see as this bandit pops up, seemingly, for those of you that have not noticed where he is, onto the top of this mast. A very short, however many feet, 3-4 foot tall bandit, which kind of seems out of place to the rest of them.
And with that, hang on, I need a distance. Damn it. Oh, that sucks. All right, it's going to have to be the other one. Too bad. All right, so it's Eldritch Blast,
Go
which
for it.
misses.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. And I take it you were aiming for the captain.
Yeah.
As he's trying to fend off and pull his longsword back from this toad, he notices that you've left out a blast. Seemingly towards him. He turns at you and he just gives you a side eye. And you know that he's pretty pissed off with you right now. But that's all he does.
Does Nessa reply to Victor's request? No?
Nope.
No? Okay. Knock is up. What is Knock going to do? Okay. As Knock goes to prepare another spell, a massive happens from down below, and all of a sudden the boat gets ricocheted and rocks backwards and forwards. Water sprays up on a bunch of dead bodies start to slide and fall into the waters, have been thrown. The boat goes from one side to the other. I need everyone really quickly just to make a dex save to see if they've managed to stave off the rocking of the boat.
17 from Victor.
Too easy.
I have a +6, for Christ's sake, and I'm rolling low.
11.
8.
7. Got low rolls all round. Natural 1. Jesus. Jesus. Oh my God. Okay, who am I waiting on? I'm waiting on Nessa to do a dex save. Because you're standing on top of the mast as well.
I think Trash
stepped away for a second, I think.
Okay, I'll do it for him. Easy. Oh, okay. The other one that manages to succeed, and he's not here. All right. As the boat has been ricocheted backwards and forwards, you lose your footing, and all of you, legitimately all of you, aside from Nessa, there's one bandit on top of the mast, has now fallen prone on top of the desk. The Goliath, however,
Victor
has fallen.
Passed as well with 17.
Oh, Victor hasn't. I will say this Goliath has not only fallen, but fallen forward, Victor, into range of you. I will give you an opportunity attack if you choose to take it, as you've managed to stave off this boat rocking backwards and forwards.
Bloody oath, he'll take it. Smashes him with an 18.
Okay.
6 damage.
6 damage. The Goliath, being the race that it is, as this sword comes down, pulls strength together, even though it's fallen prone and you've gone to stab it, hold on to all the strength and fury that it has by 1 hit point. You still managed to just slice into this Goliath, but it's managed to hold on as it grips onto your leg with all its strength. but it's still prone. All right. It's still not dead yet.
No worries.
As that has happened, though, it's still Nock's turn. And I didn't roll a dex save for Nock, but let's just say that she failed. You hear from her as she falls onto the ground with the mind link. So I'm assuming they can speak to all of you. Well, to Nessa and everyone else, not to you, Victor, because you don't have one with her. And you just hear, "Uh-oh!" As soon as that has happened. Immediately, Nock swings her backpack around, rummages through all of it entirely, and pulls out a scroll, some chalk, and a bunch of gems. You don't entirely know what's happening, but she starts laying them out and trying to stop them from sliding around as something is happening in conjunction with this scroll. But that is her turn, as it seems. All right, Mr. Boca, it is your turn. You now have the giant frogs under your control.
They're both going to take a bite at the captain for now.
Sweet.
So that is plus... let's see how I do this. So 1... So that's 19 plus 4 to hit, so that's 23.
Yeah, that hits. That definitely hits.
So that is...
To do its normal damage or extra?
It does 1d10 plus 2 piercing
Holy
and
shit.
1d10 poison.
Okay,
Yes,
go for
crazy.
damage.
So... Ooh. So... Oh, it doesn't separate it. Oh, no. 4 piercing damage. No, 6 piercing damage. And 3 poison damage. And the target is grappled.
Oh, shit, as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. No worries.
So the other toad's probably not going to try and fight his friend for his food, so he probably just sit there and watch, and that'll be it.
You just hear this giant toad just just going on. Okay. Victor, you have plumaged your sword into this Goliath. It's currently gripping on as this Goliath coughs out a bit of blood, managing to stave off your final blow. But it is your turn.
And you said he's prone, right?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately for him, that means I have advantage. So the first attack, I believe, will hit. 16, and I'm gonna roll my second attack. 'Cause I'm just gonna double swing this. So I should have rolled that disadvantage and wasn't supposed to, but it still hit anyway.
Yeah.
So 8 points of slashing damage. If he was as low as you said he was, I'm assuming that would end his or its miserable existence.
It definitely does. And you feel as if this arm, unless there's something else you'd like to do to this Goliath as it's trying to hold onto your leg.
I'd sever the arm first because it's touching me.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
One swing, sever the arm. Instead of swinging down with the second swing, I'm just going to stomp on its face, crush its skull.
And you feel just the weight collapse and the cranium just implode into itself as the pink grey matter just splurts out between its ears onto the decks below, ending.
And then I'm gonna shoot the most intense look directly at Nessa after seeing the Eldritch Blast come from that direction, knowing exactly who that is, even in his disguise.
Okay.
And just simply say, the offer still stands.
Boca, it is your turn.
So Boca just looks to see if is knocked down on the ground, or she got back up, didn't she?
So she's got back up. She's kind of on her knees at the moment. She's whipped out a scroll and she's got a bunch of gems and she's got some chalk and she's frantically scribbling shit around like in a like on the trying, and the gems are moving and rolling because the boat's on a lean, and she's trying to gather the gems, keep them in one place as she's like trying to do something.
All right, so Boko just like look at her and is like, "I'll leave you to it." And he sort of like slowly lifts himself up, and he just starts walking as far as he can with half his movement to the lifeboats, which is 15 feet, which is a long way, really.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll be right there, which is kind of where Nock is anyway. And that'll be him. He won't do anything else. He's just making it for the boat.
Okay, too easy. As this has happened, it is now Lucy. Lucy, or Captain Lucy, should I say, unshells and manages to free his longsword from this giant toad. He takes one swing trying to sever the tongue of this giant toad for a total of 18 to 6 damage. It doesn't exactly manage to sever it off, but definitely does cut off a minor limb as this toad falls and slumps to one side, having 3 legs. You then hear him yell out and be like, "All right, boys, I need some extra help here. I'm a little under the pump." And with that, you hear coming from the purple cloud a bunch of hollering and yelling as roughly about, I'll say, exactly 6 to 7 bandits slide along those 2 initial ropes that are leading up into the darkness, the purple giant flog, and join the rest of this fight. They managed to get to the top deck, and that's about as far as they've got. Not in range to be able to fight anyone at all. Okay. Entering combat. For some reason, they're already in combat. I'll do a group roll. And they've got the last combat.
The moment you add them to the scene, they add the combat. Does it automatically.
And we'll go to the top of the initiative, which is Mr. Viggs. That is up to you. You've just seen a bunch of new combatants enter the ship. You see Nock behind you, frantically trying to do something. Victor mercilessly smashing someone's skull into smithereens. What would you like to do?
Good question. All right, where am I? I'm here. I'm going to head towards the boat. Yeah, I'm going to go that far.
Mm-hmm.
And then take a shot at dead Mr. Lucy. I think he's within range of me. Yep, he's within range. So I take 2 shots at him with me daggers. Dagger, 1. Ooh, 26 to hit.
Oh, natural 20.
Nat 20. So what was the deal with the criticals again?
So it's full damage for the first one, and then you roll the extra damage.
So full damage would be
whatever the basic weapon damage of your weapon is plus your modifier.
So 9 would be full damage unless it's...
Yep.
And then I roll the 2d6 plus 3?
Just an extra d6.
Extra d6, yeah.
So go flat roll that one. Which is...
6. Nice.
6.
15.
Beautiful.
Holy shit.
I was going to say you get advantage, but you don't need it. Because he's restrained.
That's right, he's restrained. So.
Oh, okay, and I'll do the offhand at advantage then.
Yeah. I forgot about that too.
25 to hit.
Shit, man.
Yeah, that hits.
Damn.
And that's 7 points of psychic damage. Oh, wait a minute. No, I won't bother with the sneak attack.
No, yeah, that's definitely,
No, you get it.
absolutely. Yeah.
Use
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
You've got
Alright.
your ally
Go for
there.
it.
You've got the frogs there,
gonna-
so you get it.
I won't
Plus
hold.
an
Yeah,
extra 7 points of sneak attack damage.
Okay.
If you get it, man, take it. It's all extra damage.
How would you like to completely murder this poor
Nice.
captain restrained by a toad?
Well, okay. I'm just gonna. We'll go. The first one went into the jugular, blood spurting out like normal. Then the other one straight through the heart, and then they disappear, and then blood just starts gushing out everywhere because they're just holes there now.
He's got holy gushes everywhere.
And it sprays just like that of a Tarantino film. You just see blood, just like a 90-degree angle, just all over these giant toads as he's being restrained. The toad, feeling him and draw his last breath, releases the restraint, and you watch as Captain Lucy stumbles with his peg leg backwards to the edge of the boat, gripping onto the blood, trying to stop it. He looks out, and then he goes, "Oh, it appears I've made a mistake." And he falls over the side of the boat into the ethereal dark cloud, disappearing. But that's him. Gonskis. Okay. Nessa, you're up.
Well, seeing that, I'll move back. Move to there and fire Eldritch Blast. Hang on, I need targeting. I want to target at this guy here. Seeing he's close to Victor, isn't he?
Yes.
And misses. With a 9 to hit.
Okay. To the bandit?
Yeah.
Or to Victor? Okay, a 9
No,
definitely
bandit.
does miss. Okay, anything else you'd like to do? Still have a bonus action? Some movement?
No, the movement's done. Bonus action. Can't really do much.
Alrighty. You see Nock as she's inscribing and doing this. She sees the bandit swinging on and have joining the fray. Noticing this, the ship now starts to creak and crack, and you hear Nock let out a mighty "Ah!" of distress. And then she frantically, ever so quickly, manages to finish what she's doing. You can see a bunch of black chalk inlaid sigils in a 10-foot diameter circle. She smashes the scroll down onto the inside of this circle, throws a bunch of different rubies, sapphires, things like that into the middle. You hear her chant what seems to be an ominous, mystical voice. And as she finishes the chant, you see little rifts start to form around Nock, around these sigils, as time and space around her separates, and within you opens a gaping hole filled with miasma, filled with blue encircling miasma. You then see Nock as she's finished the incantation, arms outstretched, seeing the bandits. In your head, Nessa, you hear Nock whisper, "Ship's going down, into the portal, into the portal." And she disappears into it. Out of sight, vanishes. And that is her turn. Giant Frog's turn.
Giant toads will move 20 feet towards the bandits.
Which way? Just anyway, 20 feet?
Anyway, 20 feet. That's as much as they can move, so
Okay, cool.
they won't
Sweet.
get to them.
Fantastic. Da-da-da-da. Alrighty. They do just that.
Yeah, the one that
Okay.
had it grappled looks disappointingly over at the side before it moves away. It was going to eat him. He's gone.
Too easy. Victor, you're up. You see these giant toads start approaching with pus forming on their backs.
Yeah, Victor's not too concerned about them, sort of surveying the battlefield, seeing what's just happened with Nock, seeing the teleportation circles. I'm assuming that's what it is.
Correct, Mundo.
Victor would have seen many of those before in his travels with the Kryn. He is going to move firstly to here, where one of the Kryn had fallen. Probably provokes an opportunity attack or two along the way.
It definitely does.
But the drow that is lying at his feet, he will remove a satchel from the body.
Okay, the first one misses. Yep. Second one misses. So they both miss. As
just striking shield, just hold the shield up as he runs past. Grabbing the satchel, he'll then throw it at Nessa. And just even though if you're still, are you still in disguise, Nessa?
Well, it doesn't say whether it deactivates or anything like that. It just says it lasts for 1 hour. So
yeah, it generally lasts for an hour. Yeah, if you take damage, it stays up as far as I know. But he will just look at you. Victor looks at you and tosses you a shoulder bag, small shoulder bag. I guess portal is way out if you want to live. Long swim home. And then he'd turn and head for the portal himself.
Great, fantastic. And I'll just draw a little. I guess I probably should mark it out for you guys as well.
I'm assuming it's sort of roughly in that area somewhere.
Yeah. Well, it's a 10-foot, so 10-foot diameter, so it's there. Yeah. So it's right there.
Yeah. So I mean, if he dashed, he'd make it. So I'll probably use. Actually, I'd stop to pick up the bag, so I'll use that as part of my action. So I'll finish off next turn.
Too easy. Okay. Boca, you're up.
He sort of just looks at the hole. He's like, oh, new hole. And he just sort of got that momentum of something moving slowly. He's going forward and he sort of like turns and then just sort of walks into the hole. And as he goes, the toads poof.
Just real quick for my knowledge, do they come with you or do they just go?
It doesn't really say. They're fey in nature, and I can concentrate on them for 1 hour. But I'm assuming if I'm not in the same space as them, they would sort of separate. Okay.
Too easy
because they're not real, creatures.
Too easy. So. No worries. Alrighty, and you do that, and as you enter through this bluish swirling miasma, you two vanish. You watch as Boca has disappeared, gone. Alrighty. With that, is the bandits' turn. They see this portal. They see you trying to flee the scene. They see their captain having been killed. A couple of them try and rush immediately for you. Now, there is a hole in the center here. They're going to have to try and jump over. Which, this one... we'll need to make a dex save for... Fuck it. I'll just say that this guy fails the dex save. He falls straight through the middle of the boat. You watch as he tries to jump after you, seeing that you've killed their leader, Viggs. This one bandit, in a mighty fury, yells and screams. Mighty charge, jumps, doesn't quite make the landing. And you watch as he just falls straight through the center of the ship. Out of sight, gone. Okay. The other one encircles you, Victor, as you make your way through the circle. He's going to take an attack at you with his scimitar for a total of 9. Oh, shit. Okay, 19. Manages to hit for a total of 7 damage.
I'll also have to make a dexterity saving throw of DC 12, Hellish Rebuke.
With an 8, he fails.
He'll take 6 points of fire damage.
Great. Fantastic. He did not like that. He is screaming in pain as he's hit you, making a grave error and mistake. A couple of the others as well. They have movement. Let's see, where can they go? They can all make it. Sweet. Fantastic. So this one quickly manages to clear the gap. This one comes over to you. This one goes there. That one. Actually, he was there. Oh, only just. Okay. I will say that this one has advantage, just because there's 2 next to you, but the third one doesn't.
Attack away, good sir.
Not that I think they're going to be able to hit you, but we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. I'll just roll wood quickly for both of them. And I did a disadvantage, but anyway, 19 for the first one.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, you take a total of 4 damage as you're trying to beeline for this. The other one manages to slash into the back, into the little gaps of your armor, doing a minor cut whatsoever. But nonetheless, you start to feel a red-hot burn for where he's hit you. The other one doesn't fare quite as well and misses with a 9 and just catches the edge of that shield and glances off. Victor, this bandit has a go at you. I'll take that one. Goes to strike on top of the mask. And you manage to just jump straight out of the way as the actual scimitar gets embedded into the mask that you're standing on. It gets stuck there. Okay. These bandits actually probably have seen you. Well, no, they would have seen you been tusked, so I will say they will hit you as well. Okay, Nessa, they're going to make an attack if you're disguised. Not entirely sure what's going on. For the first one, for a 19, for 4 damage. Straight into the shoulder girdle. Bit of blood sprays out onto you, and that's it. That's their turn. All right, moving on. Mr. Viggs, you're up. You've got one bandit just directly below you. Scimitar is wedged into the mast. Is stuck there.
I'm going to use Nimble Escape and head towards the thingy-majiggy out of there.
Portal?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, wink.
Bang. And you, very much the same, into this portal, disappeared, vanished. Very similar. Any final words you want to say, or no, you're just gone?
It would be, well, I'm out of here to wherever the hell that is.
Okay. Nock's already gone. Oh, sorry, Nessa, you're up.
Well, this is a fine predicament. You could have taken me elsewhere, you know that, right? But you had to take me here. And with that, I'll use. I'll get it in a minute. Nope. Disengage.
Mm-hmm.
And make a V1 to the portal.
Easy. And you do very much the same.
And yeah, I'm out of there.
Oof, go on. The only person standing now is you, Victor, as you're surrounded by 3 of these bandits. The other 3, the group, you know that Nessa has escaped through this portal. You can start to see that the portal itself starts to shimmer and waver as if the magic holding it in place is starting to wane and dwindle.
No problem.
What the hell is that?
It is darkness.
Okay.
Victor summons energy from the 9 hells where he's from and concentrates, and a dark aura starts to emanate from his body and just starts to spread out around him. And now none of them can see where I am.
Great.
And I just, knowing where the portal is, I just turn and head that general direction.
Fantastic. I mean, they still roughly know that you're right there, so even though you've done this, they're going to swing wildly. Absolutely. Yep. They're going to swing wildly, chances are they're probably going to hit themselves. So let's see what happens. I'll just roll for all 3 of them just once. And Nessa's not there. On a disadvantage, got 17.
Misses.
Oh
Ace
shit!
is 18.
Okay. All right. As you've cast darkness, if you've beelined exactly to where you go, you hear as one of them swing. You feel the weight of the sword, but you manage to put your head forward as it swings around, and then you hear just moments later, as you probably would have guessed, one of them has hit themselves, but you nonetheless manage to make it to the portal and poof, vanish away from here. And that is where we're going to take a break.
Perfect time.
We'll cut on to that stuff. Yeah.
All right, chat. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in a few minutes, and we can have a couple. I'll be back in a minute or so, and we'll have a chat with the raiders that have come in. So you guys hang around for a moment. We'll be right back.
And this is not how typical goblin attitude.
No, I've got a bad feeling. I can't explain it.
Second, with all our doings, are you able to have eggs again?
I don't know. Never been to a medical professional about it.
I am pretty good medical professional. Would you like me to check?
Really?
Well, I have a lot of dealings as a cleric. We learned a lot about medicines and yes, I mean, I'll have to scratch you under the belly a bit.
What?
I mean, only if you're comfortable with it.
How do you feel about this whole thing?
Well, I mean, if you're having my children and they're going to live a lot longer than I am, I don't know. It's a little off.
Yeah, for a bit. Wow, how did they even know it was there?
Hear that? He's underground. Clip that up too, Drax. He was underground. Where trash is going.
I don't know what happened to that. Did you end up getting extended mag?
Baby monkey.
Oh, what's going on there?
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
What the
Holy
fuck?
shit!
Clip that.
Someone clipped that up. That was this.
Excuse me.
Oh. Oh, what a... Oh!
Did you see that?
Dude, what a nade. I gotta
I'm
clip that up.
saving that, but did you see that?
Yeah, I clipped that, dude. That'll make it in. Oh, and then he goes in TKs. Matt.
Haddock, star jumps.
I'm sorry. I feel responsible. I'm sorry.
No, I think that was me. Like I fucked up. But that's fine.
Put that down. Put that letter down.
Why?
We need to leave. Screw the baby. We need to go.
You don't do that to babies.
Oh wow.
And they
Oh
went,
shit.
Fiddlestead is right, and this is not.
Got a breach.
That went all the way
And we're back. What's up, Chad? Some of us are back, not all of us, but thank you so much for the raiders. I got to mention you guys. Here we got Yondu Poppins with the raid of 30, Magical Hack with a raid of 8, and I think we had another one there as well. No, it was a 2. A whole bunch of followers tonight. We've got Ghostly Art with a follow, We have Nova Disorder, Yonder, and MVP Furry with the follows. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. And Phantom, good to see you in the chat again, bud. So this is a pre-written module that was released on D&D Beyond during lockdown. I don't think it's available there anymore, is it, Cam?
I mean, you can, if you search through the forums, you can find it. It's supposed to be done in one session. Actually, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the start of it wasn't actually part of the module. This is where they start as part of the module. So
yeah. So Cam is a guest DM for the channel. Normally, when we are running stuff, I'm normally DMing the D&D stuff. Although my brother runs the VTM. I asked Cam a long time ago when we were looking at mini adventures whether he'd be interested in doing one, and he chose this one. We finally got it off the ground last week, and he's doing very, very well. I'm enjoying it so far. So yeah, so this is a mini adventure. It's only designed for a one shot. We're probably going to get 3 or 4 sessions out of it with the extra that he's added, and obviously RP and things. And yeah, so having a lot of fun. Short of that. My name's Evldoa. I'm from New Zealand. Predominantly D&D and map making is what you'll find here. We're currently doing Vampire Masquerade 5th edition on Sundays at the moment. Our final season on that. When that closes, we'll be getting back into the second homebrew campaign, which IDM. And we'll be starting a Lost Mines of Findelver on a Wednesday night very shortly as well. And then some more mini adventures after that. So it should be a lot of fun. Currently doing the Curse of Strahd maps on our map making as well, and then moving on to some other stuff after that. What's Vig's eating? Chat wants to know.
Risotto.
There you go.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Very nice. So
yeah,
there we go, chat. So bring up this ambient volume so the chat can hear it. There we go. But what kind of soup? No, it's risotto, not soup. But thank you guys for hanging out, and for those that have stuck around, appreciate it very, very much. Don't forget to smash that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, and except for your time, of course, which I very much appreciate you choosing to spend it here and with us
and
while we tell our story.
Soul.
Occasionally, yeah. Occasionally, you might lose a portion of your soul. I mean,
yeah,
that happens. Just only a little bit, though.
And become a minion.
Yeah, the red ones, not the yellow ones. Hey, trash.
The
Yellow
little
one.
yellow
Yellow
fuckers.
one. Yellow.
Fuck the yellow minions.
Yeah.
Horrible little fuckers.
That ain't my kink.
Hey, no king shame, Grim. No king shame.
Grim, you have that many kinks that we can't tell anymore.
It's true.
This is true.
That's what you like about me.
Yes, because, well, yeah, okay.
That could have gone a bit weird. But okay, let's get back into the story before things get a little out of hand with kinks and things. But we'll turn you back over now to Mr. Roast and Chicken, our DM for this evening.
With the final moments of the battle having just ensued, Nock creating this portal, you're managing to enter seemingly unscathed. Time and space, light itself, streaks and floods into your brain all at once. You can feel as if your body is being twisted, warped, almost as if it's being reconstructed from one place, sent to another. This brings you all to unconsciousness. You black out. However, Nessa, you and you alone, awake. You find yourself lying, surrounded by a body of cool, warm water. As you look up, you see the moons of Exandria. You see Cather, bright, big. You take this as a sign, as you would know, as positivity attached to your patron. But off into the distance, you see Rudius, dark red, small, a smaller moon just off to the center. A little further away. As you look up into the night sky, you see different sparks of stars covering it, almost like a magician's blanket. And then all of a sudden, a flash of bright white light encompasses your vision. Suddenly, almost as if the moon itself has shattered into a million pieces, fragments begin to rain down in an Aurorian fashion. You see colors of blue, red, green, purple streak through the night sky. As this blinding, searing light almost makes it unbearable to look at. You see, off in the distance, fast approaching, a piece of this bright light, and it is heading your way. It gets larger, it gets brighter, and it is heading fast to you. It almost feels as if you are staring directly into the sun. It then smashes straight into the body of water that surrounds you. The bright light ceases. A giant wave is formed from the aftermath and it comes crashing into you, pulling you down into the depths. As you grasp for air and you make your way back up to the surface and break the surface, that night sky, that moon that you saw that was comforting, is no longer there. It is pitch black. No stars can be seen for miles. You then feel something arise from the depths. A giant sphere of black liquid rises and hovers out in front of you above the water. This sphere is 10, maybe 20 feet in diameter. And like a magnet, you are being pulled slowly through this water. You were dragged right up to this liquid mass till you were inches away from the sphere. You hear something deep within it. A pounding. Once. Twice. You get the feeling that something is trying to break out. Something is struggling from within. You then feel the weight of something enter your hands. You look down, and it is familiar to you. It is that of a crescent moon turned upward. Your patron, that of Sehanin. It vibrates, this symbol. It pulsates with a warm light. You feel something almost wanting you to place this very symbol amongst the sphere of black liquid. What do you choose to do?
Yeah, I do it.
Sorry.
Typical trash.
As you do, and as you press, the connection gets stronger and stronger. The symbol lights and heats. The pulse then vibrates through your hand, sending energy up into the arms, up into your shoulder, through your chest. You feel powerful. And then all of a sudden, the sphere, the black liquid mass, you see lines of glowing blue light start to crack and shape along the diameter. Black liquid starts to ooze out of these cracks. It shatters all of a sudden. And no sooner than it shatters, a hand jumps out, grabs you by the face, covered in black ooze. You feel this black ooze leak into your mouth. You feel something. Something remaining. It wants to take shape. Nessa, it wants to take shape on your very face. It is asking you to give it a shape. What do you choose?
A puppy.
Very well. It takes the shape of a puppy. A puppy surrounded by black tendrils. Almost as if it is choking the very essence and life out of this very puppy. But it is ingrained onto the side, the left cheek of your face. You wake up. Bang. You look around. You see sun, ever so slightly fading in streams. As you look around furthermore, you see surrounding you none other than a goblin. The same goblin on the ship that you just escaped. You see a giant turtle with shrooms and various other things growing on its shell. You see the rest of the people that you have battle with, escape with, and you see the person that hunted you down and captured you, unconscious, lying a few feet away from you. But what's more interesting is as you take a look at your surroundings, you see an enormous timberland of vibrant trees with deep purple and maroon trunks. See a bright canopy of orange, red leaves surrounding over the top of you. It's quite beautiful. But then you see, on further inspection, bits of giant spider webs. A couple of different glowing, illustrious plants, fauna, and no signs of life apart from the five of you.
Well, with that, Ness was going to tie Victor up, but Ness is not a murderer.
Okay. I will say, as you go, do you have rope for starters?
Yes.
Do you have rope? Because remember, you didn't gather your things.
It was thrown at me, if I remember correctly.
A satchel was thrown at you.
Oh, okay.
You currently do not have rope. You barely have armor.
Okay, then I have nothing. I start waking people up because I don't like this area.
Well, I will say one thing. You would know that Victor would have rope. He is unconscious.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll go over and see if he's got rope.
Okay. Victor?
Probably use slow hands, trying not to rouse him too much.
Go for it.
With an 18.
Okay. I would like to contest that, if you will, against Victor's Do you want to give me a perception check? Just right now, Victor? Ugh. Okay, all right. I will say, Nessa, that you do indeed manage to sift through Victor's belongings. You find this rope. You get so far as to manage to, whatever you choose to do with this rope. What do you choose to do?
Tie him up, of course.
Okay, you get to his feet. You watch Victor as he is unconscious. You watch him as he moves a little bit, still doesn't awake. You manage to bind his feet. You get up to his wrists, the very same way that he bound you. You go around once, you go around twice. Victor, you awaken to find Nessa. You are not completely bound by your hands, but your feet are bound.
Do I notice this?
Am I laying down, like prone?
You are laying down, yes, and you do notice this. You notice as Victor's eyes flutter, bang, straight awake.
With that, I say, nothing personal.
So is he kneeling? Like, is he at my hands, binding my hands at the moment? Like,
Yes.
I'm just gonna sit bolt upright and headbutt him in the face.
Okay.
Reminder, I'm a tiefling. I have horns. It's gonna hurt.
Can I do a dex save on that?
Okay, I will at disadvantage because you are currently trying to tie his wrists up. I would say you need to be a DC of 15. Okay, all right. You manage to as Victor, you go to headbutt him, but he somehow manages, as nimble as this bloody halfling is, just in the nick of time, ducks out of the way and backs away ever so slightly, releasing what he's doing. But you are bolt upright.
Look, just nothing personal. Just you stay there, I'll stay here, and we're all good, right? Yeah? Yeah?
Mind you, he still looks like a bandit too.
Yeah, I know it's him. It's pretty obvious. Mannerisms. I'd say I'd spent a bit of time with him. If you want me to roll for it, roll insight to see if I know who it is.
No. I was just gonna say, you definitely know it's him, but he still looks like a bandit. You can see part of his fake disguise is like starting to fall off a little bit. Like you see bits of the hair and mustache.
Pretty sure
slowly
this guy's self
covering
is a
up.
spell. It's a spell.
Yeah, it's a spell.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's still
one thing you do know.
We'd say it's falling off.
One thing you do notice, though, this time different than you haven't noticed before, is a mark on his left cheek. That of a black tendril puppy being suffocated by its own tendrils.
I don't think Victor would even mention it at this point. Would just remove the ropes from his hands, and in fact he'd just nod towards you, Nessa, and simply say, "Nothing personal. Not from me either, as you were just a job for gold."
Well, with that, can we just put that on hold and we need to get the rest up because I'm not liking this area. It
You are
seems
still
dead.
worth a lot of gold to the Kryn.
How much gold?
Do I know how much? I mean, I'd know how much gold, DM. I don't think we discussed this.
You would know that for whatever reason, whatever bounty you have set in order to help the militia capture Nessa, they have agreed. That's how much they want this halfling. They haven't given you specifically a reason why, though.
But they've just agreed to whatever price I've set for my services.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say, not enough to retire on, but to keep me in.
So apparently I'm popular too, I worked out.
When you're worth a lot of gold, of course you're popular.
Wow.
Don't
That
care
means
what you
he's
did.
popular.
Makes no difference
I
to
did
me.
nothing, I swear.
Like I said,
No, it wasn't that. No.
makes no difference to me. I agreed to pay. I always finish my job. But circumstances. I've not been to this place before.
Yeah, I don't recognize this place either.
I recognize it, but I've not been here.
Yeah, both of you, real quickly, both A, roll me a survival, and 2, roll me history. Victor, because of your background, just roll me advantage with the history.
Okay, so 15 on survival. And advantage on history is 18.
Okay. So, Nessa, I mean, you definitely look around. You're like, yep, this is a normal goddamn forest. You're like, this is, I mean, a little bit weird that's red. But other than that, this is a forest. We're in a forest somewhere. Especially with your history. History, this kind of rings a bell. You kind of think to yourself, but red, though, it's got to be in your house somewhere. Like, it has to be. I mean, logically, right? So you know roughly somewhere around here. Victor, though, with that, and with that survival check, as you're looking around, you take a quick glance, and you know immediately you're in the Vermalock Woods. As you look around and you see just the dense forestry, though, you see the density of the canopy and how the light is just barely streaming. You know that the sun is fading. It's fading quickly. And you also know that with the giant spider webs around, that you are in a part of the Vermalock Woods that not even well-armed hunters dare to wander.
Right, we need to move. We need to wake the others, quickly.
Yes, indeed.
You see that?
And with that?
And he'd point up to just a massive web up in the trees.
Yeah, I saw that. Didn't know exactly where I was. But let's go wake the others up.
He's going to quickly look around. You said the canopy's quite thick, yeah?
Yeah.
Victor's going to try and get his bearing. Like, he's going to try and sort of see, because he knows roughly where the forest is on the map.
Uh-huh.
He wants to try and get a bead sort of to figure out which direction would be the easiest way to head to where he needs to go at this point.
Okay. Okay. Again, that will be another survival check. But because of just this is a it's a part of the forest that hasn't been journeyed to before, so it's hard to tell. I will say it's disadvantaged.
Sure. No problem.
And because of the canopies with the 12. Okay. You're not entirely sure, but a thought does come to you that maybe if you're able to climb one of these trees that's surrounding you, you might be able to get some height to maybe assess, and if you can break through the canopies.
Yeah, Victor's not a climber. That's not going to happen. So yeah, just Victor would remove the rope from his feet while looking and half-pipe grinning at Nessa while he does so. Get up and move around to try and find, obviously, make sure where Viggs and Boca are and Nock are, see if we can find Nock as well, and just wake them up.
They're only a couple of feet away from you, and you might should do that. Whoever you choose to wake up first is definitely up to you. The only person that you do as you scan around find completely missing is the caster of this teleportation circle itself, being Nock.
So I just walk over and again, not gently. I mean, Victor's not a gentle person. He'd literally probably kick Viggs and Boca. He'd probably kick Boca in the shell, because I'd assume Boca's probably retreated into his shell, I would imagine.
Absolutely. And you do just that. Viggs and Boca, you feel, I mean, Victor's quite a strong guy, so it's not, I wouldn't say it's a gentle kick, but it's definitely, it's not enough to hurt you. You definitely feel...
Not intentioning to hurt them, just it's enough to wake them, if that's the intention.
And that's entirely what you feel. And as you come to, you see the exact same things. You see the red canopies, the red trees. You see mysterious glowing fauna. It's almost as if this place has an energy to it that is unknown. Remnants, have you will.
Not the view I was expecting, but it's quite pleasant. But possibly dangerous.
And you're completely right. It does look quite pleasant, but with a mixture of definite ominous.
Extremely dangerous is probably more apt, my shelled friend.
Victor, I will say that one of the creatures that you know that has been known to wander these woods is none other than the Udak, a giant brute known to Xorhas. Enormous creatures that are a demonic cross between an ox and a gorilla. Definitely something that would mean the death of you all if you were to come across it.
I think Victor would keep that to himself at this point, not wanting to alarm anybody. But he would definitely be aware and be watching for said things. Would help Boka to his feet if he needed it.
How heavy do you weigh, Boka?
I think he'd weigh a ton. An absolute shit ton, I'd imagine.
Set a DC for yourself in terms of.
I've got his weight at 480
Holy
pounds.
Shit.
Okay, let's go. Let's go strength. Let's do what happens.
I'll make a strength check. I'll try and pick him up, or help him up at least. 11. Yeah, no, that's going to be a struggle.
Yeah. Viggs, I will say that you come awake and you see as Victor is struggling to lift Boga, who's on his shell. You see a tortoise that is like stuck on its head. It's like doing one of these ones, and you see Viggs as he's like, Victor as he's trying to roll, but struggling to do so.
Bloody hell.
That's not going to work.
You're telling me.
It's alright, I've got this.
Are you sure? I mean, I can get branch from forest and we can tip you over.
I've lived a long time. This has happened a lot. He sort of still takes a while, but like back and then eventually it's hard enough that he sort of flips over and just stays there for a while.
To help him along, I would probably sit there and actually, when he's about to go this way, push him the other way.
I think Victor would probably get in on that one as well. Just to give him a hand.
It doesn't take long, but it's definitely a bit of effort, and you do manage to help him back to his feet. One thing I'll notice is that as you're trying to help him, you do notice that the amount of just sheer mushrooms and just fungi and things that are growing on the back of this shell, almost decrepit in nature. I don't know if that's the correct terminology you'd use, but maybe so. But as it stands, you are currently in the middle of this blood red forest. The ground itself, as you look out, almost feels as if you're walking through a sea of blood.
So does anyone know how to get out of this place? Anybody? Anyone hear that?
If the sun's going down, can we tell which direction that's? Because wouldn't that be like
that'd give us
east?
a definite direction?
Yes. Where is the bird?
I've not seen it around anywhere.
And I sort of squelch a bit, and I'm like, I hope we're not standing in her. You said the floor was like blood and goopy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this forest, but not this part. No one comes this deep into the forest. Too dangerous. We must move quickly.
Well,
So-
lead the way.
Towards the
Please.
sun or away from the sun? Which way are we going? Which way is the better
Yeah, so
way to go?
which way does the sun set in Exandria, DM?
The canopy is quite thick, but just from the light and from the angles, from the shadow that you're getting through the canopy, you would, as soon as I open up a map, 1 second, because I've got one somewhere in the multiple folders that I have here. I've done too much. Okay. All right, hang on. All right, I'm there. Okay, so where you are. All right. Where's the little fucking compass thing? Awesome. So from the shadows, you ascertain that where you're standing, you're facing towards the south, as if you would be heading towards the Penumbra range. That's you, Victor, with your background from your gleaming.
The Penumbra range is where we want to go, yeah? Or where I would want to go, or the opposite way?
No, the opposite way. So where you would want to go...
Bring up my map here.
Because
yep.
Where you want to go is Jigao, so you actually want to head northwest.
Northwest, yeah.
More north than west.
And yeah, Victor would literally say that. He'd sort of look around and go, "We need to move this way."
Well, you know where we're going, so lead the way.
And Victor would trudge off.
Great.
So how much would Victor know about this particular forest? So obviously we know we're in a part that he's not been in before, but he knows a little bit about obviously the denizens of the forest and the fauna and things like that as well. Is there anything dangerous that we should not be touching that he would know about? That's probably what I'm getting at.
Yeah, you would know that, and as you're walking through, there are a bunch of what seems to be... Well, how hungry are you guys? Here's a thought for you.
Well, if it's getting to that time of the day, hunger would definitely be a thing.
And the thing about it, you've just had a battle as well, so I don't know how you guys are faring, because I don't look at your hit points. So if you end up going down, that's on you.
Yeah, Victor's... He's looking almost bloody, shall we say. He's looking pretty rough. So Victor will be looking for somewhere to rest as well, knowing that the sun's going down.
Yeah, so you would know definitely, especially from the stories and the travels that you've done, that traveling these woods at night, not an ideal situation. That's just not okay. Like, if you can get to a clearing or something to defend yourselves from, probably the best situation. These, especially the deeper versions of this forest, because of the calamity, and definitely post-calamity, but the war between the betrayer gods, the primordials, and the gods as you know it, it has the remnants of magic have warped these woods to a point of no return. It has warped the creatures in these woods to a point of no return. And therefore, the fauna, be it some of it may be edible, some of it maybe not.
Victor would advise everyone, do not pick and eat anything. It's not advisable. Only eat what you have on you. If you do not have anything, looking at Nessa, knowing he doesn't have his bag, I have enough to share with one person. But we must move quickly and find shelter and somewhere to rest before the sun completely disappears. This place is not safe at night.
Let's go.
Yes, lead the way. I want out.
Walking and talking. Walking.
Yeah, walking and talking. By the
And as
way,
you
yeah,
guys-
sir, your the satchel I gave you. You look inside. You find your spell items, focus and such.
And with that, I open it up and have a look.
And it
And
will
you do.
contain all of your components and focus and everything you need to cast spells.
Cool.
You also find inside of that is your amulet to your patron. The one thing you are missing, however, is armor. You currently have no armor. You have standard clothes, no armor.
And yeah, we start walking in the
Right.
general direction, trying to keep a rough direction heading towards Jigao as,
And as
as,
you do,
as
you
best
walk-
I can in the situation.
As you walk along for the next 30 minutes to an hour, the sun is now starting to become quite dark. It almost feels as if the trees themselves are encroaching, encircling, and trying to entrap you to keep you where you are. Boka, as you're walking along, you spot just to the left of you a field, ever so slightly, none other than shrooms. These shrooms to you look absolutely delectable, enticing. They are glowing, different colors, red, blue, green. They sparkle different angles, almost as if they're trying to whisper for you to come over. You hear in the back of your mind, come play, eat, try. We are good. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. And even though you feel the pull of these shrooms, and you know instinctively that shrooms should not fucking talk for a second. This is not okay. And you remember Victor's words to you. You'd be like, "Not today, son."
When they start talking to you, that you have to start to worry.
What's talking to you?
The mushrooms, dear boy. You can't hear the mushrooms.
No.
Oh dear.
What? Hey, what? Mushrooms talking to you? How? I can't hear anything.
Remember, touch
Sometimes.
nothing.
As you guys then continue on, moving past that, the light is now diminished quite a fair bit. You manage to walk out into a small clearing. There's what appears to be maybe a 5 to 8 foot boulder with a bit of an inlaid and encircled, I would guess, curve to it. Almost as if a stone roof would protect you from some rain. It kind of stands out from the rest of the forestry that surrounds you, be it that it stands in the middle of this clearing. As darkness is approaching, you can all see different bits of lights off in the distance, sparking off and on. It floats for a little bit as if they're orbs. They come, they go, almost fluid as if water. But the light is almost at its end, and you start to hear noises from these woods, deep within, growls, haunting, ominous sounds.
This is as good a place as any. Victor would still approach cautiously, thinking that maybe someone else has already built this place and that someone may be here. So would draw his weapon and approach cautiously.
As you approach cautiously to this center stone rock in the middle of this clearing, quick perception check for me.
Yeah, I'm good at those. Not. It's not my forte. But I get a 19. I guess it is today. Holy shit.
You see, as you get ever go close, etched in I'm gonna say, just looking at your character sheet, that you speak Abyssal?
I believe I do. Where is it? Languages? No, Infernal.
Infernal, sorry. I guessed the wrong one. You see that it says none other than the words Galgarad, an arrow pointing.
Do I understand what that means?
Galgarad? You do. You know that it is a town not marked on a map.
Ah, right.
But does offer homage for survivors and denizens of the wilderness.
Would I have any indication of how far away it is from our current position?
You would have to travel by nightfall to make it.
That's not going to happen. We need to rest. But this is definitely a good place to rest. This sort of outcropping.
Seemingly. Well, if you're looking around, you would notice that anything rushing towards you would need to break from the clearing and come towards you.
Okay, so we can pretty much set up a reasonable defensive position here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Setting like a fire and such. Right. I think we'll be safe here for the night if we get campfire going and organize watch for the evening while others sleep. This here, and I would point out, is it in Infernal or is it in Common?
It's an Infernal.
It's Infernal.
Sorry, I thought you spoke Abyssal.
Yeah. There is a town nearby, but we cannot reach tonight. We can get there tomorrow. We'll be able to find supplies and shelter. Here is probably best place for us for now. And I would start looking for some apt firewood in the immediate vicinity and the surrounding sort of forest edge. Not going too far.
I'm not going to get you to roll a survival check. I mean, with the dense forestry here, like, you definitely find enough dry wood around and enough things to start a fire very easily. You don't need to wander too far.
Cool. And would get a fire started.
And you do just that. You get a nice warming fire and enough wood to survive the night. I will say, Boca and Viggs, you also notice this new addition to Nessa's face as well. This mark, have you will. That wasn't there before on the boat. It's up to you whether or not. Yeah.
Small one. Some art has appeared on your face. Very interesting.
What? Where? What?
Yes,
What
I
do you got
noticed.
against dogs?
I noticed this as well.
And he slowly, pokes you in the side of the face. This huge turtle finger.
Oh, you go to poke it?
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to make again another wisdom save for me.
Huh?
That's right. Victor was going to do the same thing. He might change his mind now.
Okay. As your finger reaches out and go to poke it, nothing happens.
Son of a bitch.
A shame. Interesting iconograph is.
What's it look like?
Looks like little dog,
What?
kind of.
Getting mauled by a giant squid.
Yes, you are quite correct. That's creepy.
I had a dream of a puppy, maybe, that was being strangled, I think. I don't know.
Appears it was more than just a dream.
Interesting. Wondered if this is why Kryn is so desperate to get you, perhaps.
I don't know. I'm just a thief. Jeez.
What do you have against canines?
Well, nothing. In the dream, someone told me to choose an image, and I chose a dog, well, a puppy. And then yeah, it didn't go well.
Burger just walks away and goes and sits down.
Right.
Anyway, who's hungry? I'm hungry.
Do you have food?
Do I have food?
I don't think you do.
No, you don't.
But I do.
There you go. No.
I do. I have 10 days worth of rations, so I will split my rations with Nessa. Knowing and more so again, just for context and for the viewers, it's not because I like him. It's because I still know I need him alive. He's worth nothing to me dead.
That's very true. It's very, very true, actually.
So I will give you 5 days worth of rations.
Cool.
I'll share water with you. Food alone will not help you survive.
Okay. So water skin, I believe, holds 4 liters, if I'm correct.
Something like 4 pints or 4 liters, something like that.
4 pints, which is like well over a pint's 520.
4 pints, yeah.
So it's about a bit over 2, like 2-3 liters. So I will say that because I like to keep track of this stuff. Yeah. That probably you've gone through a pint just now.
Yeah. Victor definitely wouldn't let him drink too much, knowing that we've maybe got at least a day's travel next day, potentially.
Oh yeah.
And Victor would also manifest his echo as well.
Cool.
So,
all right.
Ultimately, everyone would see it. Like he'd be sitting down next to the fire eating, and a shadow that looks exactly like him, the exact shape. It doesn't hold any features. It's just a shadow that looks exactly like Victor. Just appears sitting next to him.
And I would say all of you noticed as the darkness encroaches and as the fire that Victor has built is dancing and swaying and gleaming bits off, you then see the shadows surrounding the fire amalgamate and form and twist and manipulate itself into and stand in front of you, a fully formed replica of Victor, fading in and out, almost wispy in smoke. A copy of Victor.
Make it look like there's more of us, in case someone wants to join us unexpectedly during the evening. and then I'll essentially command it to stand and walk to the edge of the sort of lit area of the camp and just stand and in a sentry-like pose.
Yeah, it does exactly that.
So, Victor, I've been meaning to ask you, how did you find me?
It's what I do. I track and find people, catch them, and take
But
them.
What
where they
gave
need
me
to go.
away? Specifically, what gave me away?
Listen to you. You're a coward. You talk a lot. You're quite nervous. Even when you're in disguise, you give yourself away.
I'm not nervous.
Really?
And you could do with bathing more often.
That was my next contention, is you smell quite bad. Easy to follow.
Okay.
And with that, Victor would get his echo to stand right behind Nessa, and he will then drop into the echo's vision and sight and tap him on the shoulder.
Can you not do that?
See? Nervous.
That's freaky.
Another trick. I can see and hear through him when I need to. So even if I'm not there, I can still see and hear what is going on. Very handy for tracking.
Fine.
But do not worry. I gave you my word that you would leave this forest safely. And I intend to keep this word.
But you won't let me go, will you?
This depends on many things. But for now, you are worth a lot of money. But we will see.
Okay.
As they say, actions speak louder than words, yes?
Yes.
So,
maybe.
We will see what happens in the coming days.
Alright, I'm going to bed. Not all.
Before you go, we need to organize a watch. Because I cannot stay up all night. We need to take turns and keep an eye out for the creatures and other people. The Kryn do patrol these woods on occasion. Probably not this deep into it. There will be others around. Mainly creatures, I think.
As you say that, you hear off in the distance very faintly. Just a little like off in the very, very deep into the woods.
If you like, I will take first watch.
Yeah, I'll go second.
Nessa, you take third, yes. And Boker
Yeah,
is
alright.
it not? What's your name?
Yes.
If
Fourth watch.
you would be so kind, please. That
Can
way,
I think
we-
he's still alive then.
that way we all get enough rest that we are fighting fit for tomorrow.
It is true, death lurks around every corner.
Especially in these forests, yes. Probably more so.
Can we all see in the dark?
Yeah, I can see him fine. It'd probably be better if we put the fire out. It stops everyone being attracted to us.
I will let fire die down during watch. Not go out completely, but it gets very cold here at night. But I also can see quite well in the daylight, in the darkness.
With that, Boker will cast Dark Vision on himself because he doesn't have it.
Cool.
And if everyone else has it, he won't do it to anyone else.
I'm fine.
That's what I thought.
And the goblin's definitely fine as well. Yeah.
Yes, and so is Victor.
Alrighty. And with that, I take it, unless there is something else that you all would like to do, the first watch commences. The rest of you seemingly bandage what wounds you have and drift off into somewhat of a light, peaceful sleep. Victor, you were going first for the first watch.
Indeed, I am.
Apart from the noises and various different screeches you hear off in the distance, nothing comes to pass. One thing you do start to notice, however, is a mist slowly but surely starts drifting in, and the temperature drops quite a considerable amount, making it chill to the bone. You start to see your own breath form into the air.
Anything else?
That is it.
Definitely cold.
I
can't deselect my tokens. I don't know what's up with that. It's got them selected, and I can't unselect them.
Probably something that I've done.
No, it was me. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
It was me. I had to shift click them. That's a good. My Echo is going to stay actually near, quite close to Nessa, and just because. And Victor's just going to patrol the edge of the firelight, having 60 foot of dark vision, so he can see as much as he can possibly see as he's sort of patrolling the camp, trying to keep as warm as possible as well. As it gets colder, he's going to put some wood on the fire, even though he knows it will draw attention. Better to draw attention than to freeze to death.
Okay.
He doesn't want anyone else to get too cold that they will actually start to be affected by it.
As you're doing that, make a perception check for me as you're actively patrolling the outskirts of the fire.
11.
Okay. As that happens, get towards the end of your watch. You hear towards the southeast a snapping of a twig. As you look out towards it, you see a bunch of trees move. Some bushes rustle. And that's it.
I'd probably watch that direction for a while. And while I'm watching it, I would prepare 3 arrows, wrapping some cloth from my pack around the arrows, with the intention of being able to light them and fire them in a particular direction to give some form of light if necessary in the darkness. And just have them sitting in the ground, ready to grab and put them into the fire and basically fire them.
Sure. Too easy. But that is it. Your watch comes to an end, and that is all that happens.
Indeed. I would wake Viggs, I believe, was going second. I would wake him a little more gently than I did rousing him from unconsciousness. Still not like totally gentle, because again, Victor's not known for his gentle touch at all. But it would be enough just to rouse him. You're to watch, my friend. Not too much to report. A little movement to the southwest, but animal, I think. It is getting very cold. Don't wander too far from fire.
Okay.
And I would find a relatively comfy piece of dirt and lay my head down. But for the first hour, I would have my consciousness in my echo before actually drifting off to sleep.
Looking anywhere in particular?
Just looking over, watching Nessa, watching Viggs, and looking again around that wherever Viggs is on the opposite side of the camp. So what Viggs would see is the echo would move almost in a mirror image to him. When he is at one side, the echo would be on the other for that first hour, and then eventually the echo would. I would imagine once I'm asleep, the echo would probably fade. I think I have to be conscious to have it. It says I either dispel it or it gets killed. But I'm assuming I have to be conscious to have it active in the first place.
Yeah. Well,
so I would imagine it would disappear once I fell asleep.
Too easy. Real quickly, just perception check for me as well from your shadow.
Nope, that's worse. Yeah, I can't see Dick Hall.
Norton, you just managed to see Viggs doing whatever it is Viggs is doing.
And then I say after a while, as soon as I fell asleep, the echo would dissipate.
Sure. Viggs, is your watch. And before anything else happens, is there anything particular you would like to do?
I would stealth straight away to make myself. Because I don't want people to know that I'm around. I want people to actually come into the camp so that I can ambush them. And my stealth is shit with an 11.
Oh no! Oh no!
Thank you, D&D Beyond, for rolling only 2s for me. And also, I would cast Divine Sense.
Oh shit! Okay. All right. What's the radius on that?
60 feet.
Ooh.
As an action, you detect good and evil until the end of your next turn, and you sense anything affected by the Hallowed spell, or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
Does that also do with magical effects?
No. And if it's behind total cover, I wouldn't sense it either.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I will do something for you. It's up to you. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
Oh,
1 and 10.
I can't pick 42 if you say 1 and 10. 1 and 10, say 5.
Okay, fantastic. Roll a d10 for me.
A d10 is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Lower end of the 5. I'll tell you what happens. And lower end of the 5. Okay. As you detect and give off divine sense, what pings immediately? The tiefling right next to you. But you would suspect as much. You suspect the heritage that comes from a red tiefling, being that as one of the betrayer gods. Your senses get to the tree line and just beyond. You get a pulse back. You don't know where from. You don't know what location. It seems as if it's everywhere at once. But that doesn't make sense. It can't make sense. It should give you a location. You sense beyond the tree line something, someone, or multiple things undead in nature. but all around you.
Oh, crap. Okay. Just keep on looking around, I guess. In my stealthy fashion.
You've got like just a branch as you're walking around.
Hiding behind a finger.
Yeah. For the rest of your watch, seemingly, besides that detection, nothing happens. You hear the occasional echoing sound off in the distance, maybe a branch creaking, trees swaying, moving, the dancing of the fire. But nonetheless, your shift comes to a close. That is it. But you're still left with that weird impression that your divine sense gave off.
Alright, so it was Nessa next, wasn't it? Alright, so I'd wake up Nessa by just holding his nose until you just hold the nose and mouth until they wake up.
Yeah. That's what you feel your lungs start to burn.
And then say, there's something out there. Keep your senses about you.
Senses. Okay. What senses?
I'm gonna curl up and go back to sleep.
Well, fine. Be that way. I mean, wow. I'm going to do pretty much like what's his Vig's idea and stealth. Can I do better?
Get a natural
Absolutely
one.
not.
Not much. You've got two
better
fingers
than mine.
instead of one.
And
Are you doing the you can't see me?
Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah. So I'm just gonna sit there, poke the fire every now and then. Although it's almost out, I'd say.
I mean, you've got wood there, plenty of wood to keep it alight.
I'd tell you it's fairly cold too, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just about to say, you can see your own breath start to form. You feel your hands and your feet start to bite back at you.
Well,
the mist...
given that Ness is not really a survivalist or a bush person, he's more likes the town idea thing, he's going to stoke the fire a bit more.
Right. As you're doing that, is there anything else you'd like to do on your watch?
No, just
okay.
Try and work out what's the best way to get away from Victor.
Okay. As you ponder your thoughts, you get lost in them for quite some time. Time passes, and as you look up, you see that the mist has now turned into quite a thick fog. You see outside the camp light, it is hard to see, even with your dark vision. There's definitely something obscured. You start to hear movement. Things snapping around you. You remember the words that Viggs left you with. I need you to make a perception check for me.
Yeah, 17.
17. Okay. Immediately to the west of you, you hear massive rustling. You hear...
Okay. So, with that, I cast Eldritch Blast in that direction.
God. Okay. Just do a roll to hit for me.
19.
Oh, okay. You let off a mighty... You watch as the fog surrounding you You push it out of the way. The Eldritch Blast pushes and cuts straight through the fog, off into the noise, the direction where it is. The noise that you then hear, and then some more rustling, this time rapid in movement. You can see the tree lines start to rustle. You see the bushes around you, the fauna start to alleviate. Something, you feel as if something is running rapidly straight towards you. As you're watching, and as the fog starts to come back in like a wall, something breaks the forestry line. I need you to roll initiative.
7.
Great. You see, as something breaks the tree line out of the fogs, a rabbit running, bolting, covered and drenched in blood. But it has the first initiative. It dashes straight past you.
Oh, I love it.
So that's just straight past me?
Yeah.
That's all it's doing?
Covered in blood, though.
Alright, yeah, so Psychic Blade.
To the rabbit? Yeah, go for it.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you absolutely nail this rabbit exactly where you need to, and it stops dead, slides almost perfectly into you right next to the fire.
Huh, food. Cool.
As soon as you grab up that rabbit, bursting out through the fog comes a female, foaming at the mouth, skin peeling off of its knuckles, elongated talons, feet that stretch back almost as if it's on all fours. It cracks its head sideways, and you just hear it look at you, look at the rabbit, look at all of you, and it just goes, and it spits blood everywhere.
Oh, so what? Oh, shit.
And that is where we'll call it.
Well done. I knew you were going to do that. Thanks, Trash.
What?
Well,
Come on, we knew there was something out there.
Yeah, there had to be. We weren't going to get through a night without something happening.
I'm just going by the fact that I'm an urban person, not a bush person.
Hey, no, you do what you got to do, man. This is what D&D's all about. You play to your character. But GG's, guys. Thank you so much, players, for joining us again this evening. And myself, I was a player. Thanks, me. But Cam, thank you so much for doing this little guest spot for us and running the story. Thoroughly enjoying it. So we'll turn it back over to you again now, and we can do our moments if you like.
Yeah, cool. I mean, look, again, I like to rule of thumb of like, I'm not going to make you deliberately talk about something, but it's open to the floor. Whatever you guys want to say that you did like, or perhaps want to see more of, or, you know, I'm gonna throw it out there. What you didn't like, I'm all ears. Let me know.
Okay, what I didn't like, that thing that came out screamed at me. Never mind. No, it was all good.
I'm sorry, I didn't like the rabbit.
Well, it died, so
poor rabbit.
Don't like it. Yeah. I don't like
it had
rabbits.
sharp, pointy teeth, so you know.
Yeah, and it had the initiative, which is just wrong. No rabbit should have first
That just
initiative.
cracked me up.
I'm really enjoying Grimm's character, the slow talk. It must be very hard when he wants to actually get a sentence out. But, yeah,
Don't
enjoying
be
it.
hasty.
I think Nutty said it that Boca reminds her of the turtle from Neverending Story, like the giant turtle. That same sort of slow, steady. I'm waiting for Boca to. I'm waiting for Boca to sneeze.
A bit of that and the ants from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Don't be hasty.
Yeah, exactly. Grim, you got anything? Mr.
I
Green.
love the creature that came out and screamed in the night. And I love the way the captain died. Like, it was just so expressive. I'm like, because the next turn, my toad was going to use the swallow action and swallow him. And then I'm like, I'm really disappointed that he's fallen off the edge, even though in no way do they need to eat anything. But I just love the way you sort of bring those characters to life. And hopefully we run into some more NPCs, because, I mean, this lady who's just come out of the woods is already very expressive for someone who hasn't said anything.
I 100% agree. Cam, you've done such a great job, dude. Like, seriously. You've got, I don't know why you were nervous about this whole thing, because your expressiveness with your NPCs, with your monsters, dude, just grass, man, you're doing such a good job. I mean, even without the audio, like any audio we have from the Foundry, just you alone is enough audio to put us in the right frame of mind, especially that last creature just coming at us out of the woods. I think you've done such a really good job, dude.
Thanks. I mean, I'm relaxed now because now's where the module actually takes over. The start, it's still me. I was like,
Yeah, I think you still did really well in the first session too. I mean, you could tell you were nervous, but you really don't have anything to be nervous about at all. Yeah. So, and of course, all the characters are pretty cool. I mean, we got what a freaking rogue paladin of what, I mean, what a mixture that is, and then you got a rogue warlock. I mean, come on. Two of the most unorthodox multi-classes you could probably find. I mean, a rogue paladin I've heard of once or twice before, but a rogue warlock, it just doesn't make sense. But it's kind of cool at the same time. I know, it's not a combo you'd normally see. Like, it's not something that someone would normally do.
I think I got a rogue wizard.
I've seen a rogue wizard before, and a rogue sorcerer.
With your patron, Trashy, you've picked well to match the rogue. It kind of makes sense. So
I think it's all going very well. So again, thank you very much, chat, for you guys hanging out with us tonight. Again, Cup of Tiefling, kudos Cam, you sexy bitch. There you go. We got that there. The raiders tonight, thank you so much for dropping on in and hitting us with the raids. We've had 3 raiders tonight. We had, first off, a Magical Hack coming in and dropping off his community with us. Then we had Yondu Poppins, y'all, with a massive raid as well. And then we had Armin dropping in with a raid as well. So 3 raiders tonight, bunch of new followers. King Coconut, we had MVP Fury, Yondu Poppins, Nova Disorder, and Ghostly Art as well. Dropping follows. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight and spending your time here listening to our little story, our little mini adventure set in the Wildmount area of Exandria, the Critical Role world. The adventure is called Darkstar, and thank you once again to our guest DM, Mr. Roastin' Chicken, who you can find over on his own channel. He does have a Twitch channel. He hasn't streamed there for a long time, I know that, but there's every bit of chance he may do it again in the future. So
when I have time,
if you ever see a Roastin' Chicken out there doing something, make sure you go chuck him a follow. Also too, we have Mr. Grim Realities, who plays Boka the Druid, just below me here. Also an occasional streamer as well. Make sure you go check them out. We've had a few people in the chat. They've all been shouted out. I think we had Magic the Gamer in there. There was Yanti in there. There was JJ Aussie Punk. All streamers. Make sure you go check out their content when they are live. And we'll be back here tomorrow. As I said, tomorrow night, instead of doing the map stuff off the bat, I'm going to be doing a Foundry walkthrough. So we were using Foundry tonight. So those that are familiar with it would have seen some things that you are familiar with, but I'm going to go through it pretty much just a walkthrough. We're going to start with the overall layout of the Foundry, then we'll go over a character sheet, might go over an NPC sheet or a monster sheet as well, and then go through the mods that I currently have and what they do. And I have about 50 mods, so there'll be some mods that you don't have yourself that you might learn about and decide you want to use. Vice versa, might be mods that you have that you might suggest to me at the same time. So we'll be there tomorrow night doing that. Evil isn't actually a weevil. Thanks, Cup of Tiefling. I appreciate that. I don't know why I appreciate that, but I do. But yeah, guys, so that's it from us. We're going to say good night. We are going to raid, and we're going to raid we're not going to raid a D&D stream tonight, mainly because the ones that I generally always raid are the only ones on tonight. So there is a streamer that's on tonight that's doing some Fortnite, has a low view count, so we want to boost his follower numbers for him. He's on a road to 500. He's getting there slowly. We're going to drop the love over there to Mr. Aircode, a member of the community, and we'll also be playing in an adventure up and coming as well. So make sure you guys go check him out. Hit that follow button over there. Let him know where you've come from. And we will see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later.